Chelsea's potential alternative, besides Samu Omarodion and John Duran. The Blues will have to move on to another club if they do not make progress in their efforts to sign either of the two. Lilla's Jonathan David could be an option, with HITC reporting that Chelsea have discussed signing the 24-year-old. According to the outlet, David would love to play in the Premier League and the fee would be just £30 million. He scored 19 goals in 34 League One appearances last season. David appears to be much lower on Chelsea's shortlist than Omarodion and Duran. However, all things considered, he was probably the taller of the two. David clearly has more experience than Omarodion and Duran, who are both still 20 years old. He also has a better goal-scoring record, with Omarodion and Duran only managing 8 and 5 goals respectively in their divisions last season. Additionally, while David is only worth £30 million, Atletico are believed to be demanding £68 million for their striker, who is still relatively new to the game. Ultimately, David could be an ideal alternative to Nicholas Jackson in West London, but it is likely that Chelsea will prioritise Omarodion and Duran before turning to the Canadian international. The Blues' transfer strategy is to recruit young players who have a lot of potential, and they clearly have no intention of switching them over, at least for now. Chelsea have recently set their sights on Nico Williams and are prepared to waive the winger's release clause to lure him away from Athletic Bilbao. The Blues are determined to strengthen their attack and have drawn up a list of targets for the summer transfer window, with Enzo Maresca keen to provide competition for the likes of Cole Palmer, Nicholas Jackson, and Mykhailo Mudryk. According to a Sky Sports report, Chelsea have focused their attention on Athletic Bilbao star Williams and are ready to pay the 21-year-old's release clause of €55 million. Williams enjoyed a superb season with Athletic Bilbao last term, scoring 8 goals and 19 assists in 37 appearances, and is now a regular in Luis de la Fuente's Spanish side. The youngster signed a new contract with Athletic Bilbao in December, tying him to the La Liga club until the summer of 2027. Williams distanced himself from rumors of a possible move last week and insisted he was happy with Athletic Bilbao after agreeing a new deal during the season cold. Williams said, "I've seen reports talking about my future, but to be honest, I don't know anything. At the moment, I want to focus on the Euros and nothing else. I'm very happy in Bilbao. I signed a new contract and performed well last season. I felt like I was at home, but I didn't know what I was getting myself into. No one can tell you about the future." Chelsea announced that they have reached an agreement to sign 17-year-old ESTEVAO Willian from Palmeiras next summer. The Brazilian winger has been targeted by most of Europe's top clubs even before he made his senior debut, with Barcelona being the main contenders for his signature until the very end. However, Chelsea have now managed to complete a deal for ESTEVAO Willian, who will join the club once he turns 18 next year. In a statement released, the club said, "Chelsea Football Club has reached an agreement to sign teenage striker ESTEVAO Willian from Palmeiras, with the Brazilian officially set to join Chelsea next summer. The 17-year-old striker has already built a strong reputation, is firmly established in South America as one of the most promising talents thanks to his masterful dribbling and blistering pace, which often gave opposing defenses a hard time in his debut season of senior football." ESTEVAO has made 10 appearances in Brazil's Serie A for Palmeiras, contributing 2 goals and 2 assists, as well as scoring in the Copa Libertadores and Copa do Brasil. The exciting striker, who will be joined by fellow Brazilians André Santos, David Washington, and Angelo Gabriel at Stamford Bridge, has also appeared for the national team at youth level. Chelsea looks at the opportunity to bring in Hoffenheim striker Maximilian Beier. Chelsea are looking to strengthen their attack this summer and are reportedly considering signing Maximilian Beier from Hoffenheim. According to journalist Florian Plettenberg, the Blues are starting to gather information on the 21-year-old striker and will likely make a move to sign him in the coming weeks. Maximilian Beier will cost around €30 million due to the release clause in his contract, and a club with Chelsea's finances should be able to secure him easily. Chelsea prepares for sale of Cobham graduate player The Blues are operating under tight constraints, having spent more than €1 billion on players since the arrival of Todd Boehly 2 years ago. This summer is expected to be more relaxed than previous years, with Chelsea repeatedly breaking their transfer record and clubs being required to sell players before being able to spend significant funds. The academy graduate represents a pure boon for Chelsea, which has led to speculation over the future of Conor Gallagher, despite his importance last season, while Ian Maatsen is in talks over a €45 million transfer to Aston Villa. And Chelsea could now be interested in Trevoh Chalobah, with Fulham becoming the latest team to consider signing the defender, who has been at Stamford Bridge since the age of 8. The Standard claims that Fulham are eyeing Chalobah in a £25 million deal as a replacement for Tosin Adarabioyo, who moved in another direction this summer, joining Chelsea on a free transfer after his contract at Craven Cottage expired. The sales of Chalobah and Maatsen will help Chelsea in their pursuit of their main targets this summer, with John Duran lined up as the club's priority striker. Fabrizio Romano previously revealed that any move for Duran would depend on whether the player could be included in the deal, which could lead to Maatsen's transfer proving to be part of a bigger deal for the striker. Nico Williams has opened his voice regarding the news of interest from a number of top European clubs following his brilliant performance at the 2024 European Cup with the Spanish national team. From 39 appearances in all competitions this season, Nico Williams managed to record 19 assists and 8 goals. Top clubs such as Barcelona, Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, Bayern Munich and Juventus have also been linked with his name. However, when asked about his future, Williams stated that he was very happy at San Mamés with Los Leones. He said, "I just signed a new contract with Athletic a few weeks ago. I feel very comfortable there. I'm very happy at Athletic. It's a very strange thing to receive questions about my future." According to journalist Fabrizio Romano, Nico Williams has a clause, a release worth €58 million in his contract with Athletic, but nothing is really close to that at the moment. With Chelsea looking to add a new striker to their front line in the next few months, there have been some surprising reports that the Blues could sign Alvarez this transfer window. Despite being a big part of the Man City team, Alvarez is claimed to want more playing time at the club and would be open to a move if Pep Guardiola cannot give him what he wants. However, it seems Man City will not sell the striker. Robin Berner, editor-in-chief of Football Transfer, said via PSG Talk Extra Time, "From what I hear, City don't want to give up Alvarez unless he specifically comes out and says I want to go." Now, he hasn't done that, so the situation is a bit uncertain. In terms of teams he might join, Arsenal could potentially be one of them. We've seen Manchester City players go there in the past, most notably Gabriel Jesus and Alexander Zinchenko. But I don't think City realistically want to sell him to Arsenal, considering they are obviously their closest rivals in the Premier League. So I think it's going to be a very difficult deal to get done. We have seen Chelsea are also interested in him. Again, this is difficult to resolve due to the financial aspect. They are working hard in terms of raising money to sign players because of financial problems, and obviously they are not playing in the Champions League either. So I think it would be a huge surprise to move anywhere else in the Premier League, and I think PSG are clearly the favourites in that regard. Chelsea reportedly wants to bring in 18-year-old striker Omari Kellyman from Aston Villa in this summer's transfer window. The Daily Telegraph first reported on Saturday that Chelsea had opened negotiations with Aston Villa over versatile youngster Omari Kellyman, who is capable of playing up front, midfield, or on the wing. This report claims that Villa value Omari Kellyman at around £20 million, while a subsequent article from The Athletic says the Blues are expected to pay a fee of around £19 million. Villa need player sales to stay in line with the Premier League's profit and sustainability rules, and selling an academy product like Kellyman would appear as pure profit in the books.